Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Daily Mughals series here on the Lord Master channel. And this will be the final episode of the Daily Mughals series. After 53 episodes, my goodness. What a great series this has been. But as you can see on that score up there, although diplomatic rank is second, but administrative and military first. You accumulated this many. And the final score is multiplied as being a hegemon, as I'm an economic hegemon. It's up there too. So he said there's a detailed view in the ledger where you can see how the rank is calculated for each country. Well, let me see that before we get on with some of the thing. And what else? So is it score comparison is what we'll look at? Yes. Again, we're first in administration, second in military, but who's ranked number one in diplomat? Great Britain. Well, of course it's Great Britain, because you know why? Compared to us, we don't have the ship quality nor the strong allies compared to theirs. And yes, we have many fleets. And plus, they got way more merchants, score-wise, because Britain is a mercantilist-intensive empire. Plus, I'm an empire, you're a kingdom, which seems rather odd, but I get what you mean. You know what? Let me see that top 10. It's Ming, Venice, Scandinavia, Revolutionary Portugal, France, Commonwealth, Great Britain, Revolutionary Spain, Ottomans. I mean, that's a score that tallies. Yes. So all I could say is, hey, not bad. But as a reminder, who are the great powers for as of 1812? And I will look at that view one more time right before this playthrough ends. Great powers of the world. Florida has reached number 8. Florida is a great power. 7th is Scandinavia. 6th is Commonwealth. 5th France. 4th Ottomans. 3rd Great Britain. 2nd Revolutionary Spain. And number 1 Mughal Empire. So yes, I'll have a look at Florida in just a moment. So Florida has made it to a great power, which shouldn't surprise anyone because they have expanded so much throughout the North American territories. And they got a great army too, but not so great in the fleet. Their ideas are expansion, plutocratic, economic, trade, quantity, diplomatic, administrative, defensive. So they're not really a militaristic country, but most of that is inherited through colonial traditions, which heretic and heathen provinces do not give any penalties, which means regardless if they're still totemists, Sunnis, doesn't care if you are native, Moroccan, American, no, there ain't no difference under the Kingdom of Florida. And where do they get such a development, as I would look at the development screen? Of all the Floridian territories, the most developed province is obviously their capital, which is largely in modern-day New Orleans, Marshall. And they are currently building a mill because this area produces glass. And it is a world port. Or what about the trade value of the whole Mississippi River? Trade value is 42,196. Just pretty much tells you. I mean, after all, Florida has plutocratic ideas, and the colonial traditions, which includes, you know, continental trade for provincial trade power modifier. I mean, they have all the ideas. And plus the combination of plutocratic, economic, and trade ideas makes them very rich indeed. So, again, of all the countries during the Delhi Mughals playthrough throughout the world, nothing is more fascinating than the independent Kingdom of Florida. Originally a Portuguese colony, then it broke out and made a great name of itself. It's almost like since there wasn't a United States in this playthrough, well then, there's Florida. Although its current king right now isn't good on the administrative nor diplomatic, but he's got good military as he's a militarist and well-connected tactical genius, all that. But anyways, let's get back to the point of why we are here. The Mughal Empire. So, yes, the Mughal Empire, as we will begin this time slowly, because we're not going to waste any more time with this. So, what is our task for the remaining parts of the final episode? Well, do nothing, be rich, and also the canal will be built, which is currently still under construction, which it'll be done in 2 years' time. Which we could finally, you know, go back and forth into Europe and there easily, instead of going around Africa and all that. So just hope to God that I don't get involved in any kind of, you know, mess. So, revolutionary ideas are spreading, as they have already spread it into Constantinople. But we're happy that the revolution ideas has never spread into the Indian subcontinent. But it's certainly spread in other areas where we hold territories. Okay, what are you doing? The Commonwealth requests my aid. Peerless war against Crimea. Crimea is allied with Bashkiria, which they've joined. A revolutionary Oirat, which is... oh, that tiny little country? Okay then. Yeah, let's not forget that we're still intervening in other people's wars. Fortunately, we already have a good sizable number of troops that's stationed in Theodoro. Well, give me a volunteer. Who's good with siege? Shah Alam Rahuddin, you lead the charge. Take Crimea. That's their capital, correct? No. Their capital isn't in Azov. They were also involved in that World War. Yeah, we can't go there that way. Well, we'll be on guard, so we're sending them out. Heavy ship force sunk while the Polish have gained a light ship. Well, we'll take Crimea for them. But it looks like they just thought ahead. Gore's always had some local production of forest glass. But with the advances in glass production of late, this province has grown into a promising center of local business. Given the right support, glass could rise to be the main export of the area. Cheers. "39 days. To the capital. This war will be easy. This war will be over before you know it. And they already beat us to it. Lucky you. We're not even force marching. And I have no territorial claims over Crimea. But this is an imperialist war, so I would benefit them, so I will say transfer it to the Commonwealth. All gains that we be made will be given to the Commonwealth. I don't want any more territories for myself. All gains will be made by the Commonwealth. They deserve more land than I do. Just drinking. Commonwealth. Hey, what's Novgorod doing out here? Novgorod is a vassal to, Commonwealth. Oh, that's what's left of Novgorod, okay. Oh, by the way. Yeah, piety. You know what that means? The amount of piety gain we get, 0.6 a month. Here's a request for you guys who work on Paradox Interactive. Since there's plenty of great projects that has, you know, the monthly piety increase for any Islamic nation, should there be ones that would do the opposite of On Any Wonders, that would go more towards mysticism if one were to take that path all the way? But then again, nobody could be for certain. Counter-revolution. My goodness, national unrest all over the place. Oh, Lord. Oh, good Lord. There's gonna be that many? Mughal revolutionaries. I understand separatism in certain parts of the area, but counter-revolution. A revolutionary government is on the loose on the continent. Our nobility feel that we are willing to wage war upon them, but we aren't. Revolutionary propaganda is spreading in our nation, undermining our government. While the other world powers think us we're weak, do we listen to the war party? I thought this series was going to end peacefully, but apparently not. Everything's going to go to hell in a handbasket. Here's the gold standard, final diplomatic technology. So, a possibility of a revolution all over the subcontinent, and including the easternmost areas. So, revolution is likely next year. We gotta pull back some of them. I mean, fortunately, we already have one army present in the east, so station wherever you be. We need a few down here. One in Warringall, another in Aurangabad. I'm pulling some of them back. One to Central Dawab. One to Patliputra. Another in Lahore, just going for the major populated areas. One to Ajmer. And one in Saurashtra. And get one in Burma. And another down in the Malay Peninsula. I'm pulling everyone back. But we're still keeping a limited number of forces around here. In certain other areas where there might be trouble. Now that there's national unrest, this threat is real. As well as separatists in other areas where we held. But Mughal revolutionaries. The Mughal Revolution. It's a real thing. Hey, Valakio, what are you doing? Oh, you're allied with the Commonwealth. I was wondering, why are you involved? So, end of the revolution. And what if at least the conflict is over? Portugal stays revolutionary, so religious tolerance restricts certain suppressed free thinkers. Bureaucratic expansion will be removed. We have to pull back. Sorry, Commonwealth. The homeland calls for us. We've been called back because there's going to be issues here. And we will assign our best generals, old Great War veterans, to deal with these revolutionaries. So this series will not go down quietly. The Commonwealth can deal with the rest, as well as the Armenian and Theodoran armies. Theodoran? What is the nationality of them? You could give them harsh treatment, but no matter what, they're going to keep going up no matter what. So we're going to have to accept the fact. They're bringing possibility of, wait, not all at once, but since the size of it is huge and it's growing by the day, including separatism in other areas. Head to Samarkand. So we're gonna have to let it happen. And wherever it may be, we will use our combined armies to crush them all one by one. Alright, down in Tamil Nadu you go too. Glad you're present. We have enough manpower, because we've recovered half of our manpower, but not yet to pre-war levels. Mongols broke their alliance of us. What's the matter? You desire some provinces? Well, I'm not that bothered, quite honestly. There were too many relations on my end. So all I could say is, hey, thanks for your help. I wasn't aware that we had alliance, but boy, Mongolia, you have grown. Don't worry, they'll take care of the business. Well, we got issues of our own. Some of the separatism will go away. And it appears that the revolution has gone away. See? What the hell were you all worried about? You got all worked up for nothing. But you know what? Simply for the sake of it. Well, war ain't over yet. Plus, we have high stability. So national unrest will be reduced. You just got worked up for nothing. But position over in Koshi and do provoke the revolt. The admirals left us. If they're going away too. Okay, I guess we will have peace after all. Today is the year. Nah, turn a blind eye on that one. The Mansabdars will be loyal. Meanwhile, complete victory. Crimea will cede Mansour, then lower down Bakhmut and Azarapa to the Commonwealth. Bashkiri will cede Samara, Vedasava, Tedyushi, Vedluga, Bukak, Kanade, Zambiresk to Commonwealth. You've expanded big time. So they were unable to hold it because you've expanded too much. So he decided to give some territory away, not all. Okay. Okay, they gave that away. And we just got a gift from Armenia. We'll provoke it. We're just gonna beat him up. Because we need because we got a bone to pick with him. As stated before, there'll be no revolution in the Mughal Empire. New leadership. Alright. Take the summer camp. There's enough supply limit for all of you. In the light of many setbacks and hardships that plagued our canal project in Sharkida, it's not surprising to hear that the local leadership has become dispirited and that much of the workforce is sunk into apathy. Perhaps we need to send someone else to take over and reorganize the operation. How far are we? It'll be done this October. We don't want any more delays. Commission new leaders for the project. This will not delay our agenda. No unrest, no revolution, no nothing. I mean, yes, Portugal has embraced it, but they have zero revolutionary zeal. There goes our quartermaster. Spain has 17.8% revolutionary zeal. France is on the verge of revolution. While there's a minimum revolutionary presence in the Mughal Empire, but not in the subcontinent itself. If there was a revolution, it can only happen if the stability was lowered, which ain't gonna happen anytime soon. Until our Paddy Shah passes away. Which he's in his 40s, so it could be any time now, because typically Mughal rulers pass around this age. Honestly, they shouldn't, but it is who it is. Not accept the culture, okay. You'll do. Growth of the business of ivory carvings. Our efforts to maximize trading profits in the area of Chinduin has borne fruit in the province of Calais. Entrepreneurs have managed to greatly increase the output of ivory carvings and have found new markets that are capable for processed goods. Granary of the Mediterranean. Ah, of course. Egypt. Yes. It's known for that. You see? Comet sighted. Peasants are always superstitious, and the appearance of a comet in the sky has caused panic among our people. They are convinced that this is a sign that the end times is near, or that something bad is going to happen in the near future. The economy, fools! I could get it back up anytime I want, but give me a moment to think. Is there going to be national unrest due to the stability of 2? Is revolution going to spread due to the lowered stability? Is that how it works, or am I crazy? Heck, you might start seeing revolutionary Mazandaran or revolutionary Bukhara, revolutionary Yakhan, Chagatai. Might start seeing those in the future. Heck, well, not revolutionary Armenia. I can't see that happen. We never had a single disaster in this entire playthrough, and we don't intend that to happen in the future. Number of royal marriages. Sunni, trading in dyes. Hey, cool. Oh, right. You're an imamate, a theocracy. You don't do royal marriages. Crimean demand and Mughal supply. It seems the saffron of Zanjan has become increasingly sought in the Crimean capital, Kirkuk. There was always a demand for our goods, but this exceptional pull has resulted in a great surge of wealth in the province. Hey, I just remembered the date. The canal is finished. There you go. Local trade power all the way up. You know what? Just throw it in. What I was trying to do was, say, hey, is there room for a marketplace, center of trade? And there's no center of trade here. You ought to go over there. But this is part of the Greater Mediterranean, but not the Delta. But hey, it's open now. Sure, we'll never take Ottoman control of that because they got all the centers of trade there. Can't say I blame them. They were there first before we came up here. You know what? Take that down. Get rid of that mosque and build a stock exchange. It is hard to fathom, but for some reason the amount of income from trade has simply collapsed. Cargoes just don't seem to be landed. Is it smuggling? Is it merchants going elsewhere? We do not know, but things are grim. We ought to do something. This is going to be the last time that we'll summon a diet. If I remember. Tongren. Tongren. Here it is. That's what the giants want, and that's what the giants are gonna get. How much land do I actually own? If I was feeling generous, I would sell it, but I got all this money that it's like armor. You know, since we took care of that problem, I suggest you go back to, well, go down here first, then you'll be transported back to Crimea. The Theodoro area. What you doing? Still at war with the natives to increase Floridian expansion. Well, of course not. It's a colonizer. Allied to rival. What rival? Oh, Great Britain. Okay. If I had a president in America, I would definitely ally with Florida, but we don't. So there's no point of improving relations, other than we just look at them with envy. an independent kingdom in North America. The ones that defied the odds. It's the beauty of it. But as you know, ladies and gentlemen, that this is the final episode, as we're going to home stretch it here all the way to 1821 to end this playthrough. And you'll be wondering, so what is the future going to bring for the Lord Master channel then, for EU4? I mean, we still have Croatia to finish with. I mean, that series is still continuing for at least another couple of episodes. Lost all the claims because I never really pushed them. Because I never really bothered. And, what else? Jimmy, Chris, do I really have that many claims? Yeah. Never really pushed it because we already have truces signed with the other countries. And all that. Almost to pre-war levels. It was around over close to 600,000. Yeah, we're done. We vassalized them. Mughal revolutionaries. Revolutionary rebels are out to topple the regime, which they regard as corrupt and deeply unjust. They believe in their cause and are led by disillusioned burghers and military officers. Islam Shah Chagatai, the old guard, go deal with them. Back to your post. You know what, for the heck of it. Free money. Corruption gone. And then that. Greedy bastard. Right. You know what you should be doing during peacetime is to drill. You haven't done that in a while. You've practically gone soft. The whole Mughal military has gone soft. You should all be drilling. Alright, we're gonna take you back to Theodora, whether you like it or not. Except it's gonna be smooth sailing from here. No interference. Go travel through the canal, and then boom, you're in the Mediterranean. What else? What else do I have in my mind? Yes, we still have Croatia to finish that series with. And, there, just pass through now. And, I mean, the Croatian series, we're still expecting more colonial expansions and trade expansion with, uh-oh. Our old monarch decided to die a little too soon. Or is not quite ready to assume the role of monarch. I told you that he would die in his 40s. What did I tell you? But he's only 12. I'm sure he'll have a strong claim before he takes the throne in a... He'll be 15, so... I guess it's going to be Shah Alam Lodi. He will be the one to finish that series for us. He'll have that honor. But for now, Mumtaz Tughlaq will be running things, as she is just. And Great Britain broke their alliance with us because too many relations. Okay, that doesn't bother me because we can handle ourselves now. Plus, it's already ended the series at this point. So there'll be no unrest under her watch. And they cancel the fleet basing rights. I understand. We broke up because, well, I guess they have a reason to do that. They don't like the Commonwealth, viewed as a rival, but hey, we all got along here. And who does the Mongols despise? Japan. Ah, they broke up with us because we're allied with Japan. I mean, you can't pick and choose these days, but hey, we're still best friends. Heck, you might as well start improving relations with Florida, simply for the heck of it. It's like, hey, Britain broke up with us. If you get involved in some colonial war, I'll be sure to help. Truce with the Ottomans expired. British Alaska has declared war against Great Britain. They want independence. Who else wants independence? Alaska, Cuba, Florida is involved, Spain's involved, Morocco, Stadacunda, Algonquin, Castilian Brazil, Castilian La Plata, Spanish Peru, Spanish California, Pacifico Norte, and Spanish Canada. So they were allied with Cuba. And Spain never got involved in the World War, but now it looks like they got themselves involved in their own World War. Alaskan War for Independence. And Florida will be there too. All I can say is I have no ill will towards Great Britain, but I can intervene on their behalf if I wish to, bring the balance, but the last thing I ever want to do is a war against revolutionary Spain. If there is one country, the Ottomans, we had a tough time with them. But the Spanish, oh, they'll be around no matter what, so I'll sit this one out. No more world wars for me. Alright? Let them beat each other up. Because that's what the Europeans are good at. And that's coming from perspective of the Mughal Empire. New production methods have led to the rise of a promising textile industry in our country, however. This growth has left many old artisan families behind. Many are now poor and have to seek much less profitable job in the growing industry. Let us do what we can to support these people. No more large wars for me. I'd rather help with the Commonwealth. What the heck are you doing? Against Mamluks. Or at least the Ottomans are doing something else. The Commonwealth's declared war against Kalmyk. That's against that little area. Which they'll have that taken care of. Also at war with Crimea. What's left of Crimea. I guess they weren't finished with them. No, not that one. You know what? Screw it. Boost the stability. All the way. Let's just end this series in peace, can we? Now, as I was saying earlier, what can we expect for the final episodes of Croatia? Well, more colonial expansion and trade company expansion, as Croatia is a mercantilist intensive empire. Basically role-playing as the British Empire, but Croatian flag. And if there is one thing that Croatia is very good at, and that's trade steering. If only Croatia was a merchant republic, but it couldn't. Foreign quarter in Trincomalee. For a long time now, foreign merchants have been selling in Trincomalee to better conduct trade of our country. Lately, however, with the intensified activity of the Grand Republic of the Mamluks, the court has grown into a city of its own. This is not without problems. Our own citizens are complaining that the Mamlukian community is growing at their expense. They demand we post harsher rules on foreign merchants that curtail their activities outside of the foreign quarter. Respect the wishes of the good men of Trinacomalee. Plus, the Mamluks are at war, and we don't know if they're going to be around long enough anymore. Chin Timur Sinan. Salute to the homeland. We will miss you. His inspirational speeches will be remembered by generations of soldiers. He was, overall, the best general of the Mughal Empire during the Great War. I know I haven't assigned any new generals, but look who's left. Bidar Bak Rana, Islam Shah Chagatai, and Shah Alam Rahidun. The last of the old guard. What's France doing in our land? Based on who they were at peace with? They were fighting down in the Congo. Oh. Yeah. Well, they failed. While meanwhile, the Commonwealth has taken over all its lands. Should we extend a regency? Because his strong claim and legitimacy would go down, and that will cause problems here. You'll be fine. Just wait for events for... I mean, I've never done extended regency before, because we have to have good luck. And his regency will end next May, so do give it time. It almost sounded like you just said, do give us time. Hey, Florida, how'd you like to be an ally? I know we live too far away, so I guess that won't be possible. You know, I forgot to get rid of these policies, but I really don't care at this point. Call them back. Now, imagine if there was some playthrough in the future. Like, what if there was an independent Texas? Which, of course, the best way to form Texas is first play as Portugal, colonize it there as quickly as possible to get to the certain areas, and then you become it, and then you play as that, and become independent Texas. And what if Texas was a merchant republic? Because... no, they made a coastal center of trade there. And the Rio Grande isn't getting much of incoming as much as it just rather goes out locally. Yeah, imagine that. A Texan merchant republic or a Texan kingdom. That would be... It would be a Texan empire, like not just in Texas, but spanning Louisiana up the Mississippi. Whichever areas that has coastal centers of trade. Much like Chesapeake Bay up there. Up the Mississippi. So that's why Florida makes so much money. As they do have a merchant present there. Yeah, collecting trade. So they collect 44 ducats from that trade note for the Floridian. And what if there was a early United States made by England to spread American culture, and if America were to become a kingdom instead of a American republic or a federal republic that we know of today? There's a bunch of what ifs you could do, just like how Florida did. Or even California, another independent nation that you could create it in America. Or even Vermont. There's so many possibilities you could do in that game, much like how the Commonwealth expanded to its borders. how the Mughal Empire has expanded it here. Let's protect our trade. Hey! What are you doing here? Assign him. Stop them. Regency's begun under Shah Alam Lodi. Nikusea is the heir to the throne. Baha Banu is the Badshah Begum. And see what you just did? Low legitimacy means there's pretenders revolts. And they're both in... That's July revolutionaries. And both of them are in the Chinese-speaking areas. Get them over here. Shah Alam is an architectural visionary. It reduces construction cost. Yeah. Well done. Your job is not done here. Bida Bak Rana. You'll be assigned to this army. Again, you're the best general of the best. The best of the best of the best, sir. We'll deal with these pretender rebels soon. We just need to get another army. The spread of disease is sagging. The city of Asagi has seen immense growth over the last few years. And once so ambitious plan for a city is tired of subverted. Many live in shanty towns with very poor sanitation. Disease is now spreading rapidly in the city. We ought to do something. Of course you can. You have financial relief. And you've made it up to pre-war levels. So it took more than 10 years to recover the manpower to pre-war levels. Even though you intervened in a few other conflicts, but still. And as per... Actually, a famous Sufi will give this officer the dignity he deserves. Yearly legitimacy, get that up. Just be different for once. Demands for representation. A number of hostile publications have begun to circulate in the cities in the Mughal Empire. Anonymous yet very critical authors claim that our government is autocratic and demand that both written constitution and parliament where various parts of the country can be represented. Make vague promises of reform. Not under our watch. And we know that our man's Afghan and Delhi people won't like it. What did I tell you about that? But I'll accept it anyhow. Let's crush one more pretender rebel. Yeah, they're still out there, but we'll finish them off here. Don't care if we have to fight in the jungles and cross through rivers. We want the rebellion crushed. Okay, that's it. We may have to post these armies over there by the borders in case they spill over. The last thing we want around here is a spillover. 2 more years. Hey, how's the Independence War going? British Alaska is winning. Again, it's British Alaska and Cuba that wants to be independent from the colonial nations. Oh, use your words. Oh, you're friendly now. Again, only offering an alliance because I just want to see what you look like on the map. There, maps revealed. So we know who's who. Because we never had a good look at the Floridian military. Other than their uniforms, of course, but talking about their compositions. And they hire mercenaries too, which isn't surprising since Florida is a rich country. And looking to possibly expand at their behest. Freight company, tent company. Yeah, get a good look at it. They're fighting in the Southern Plains region. So, for the average forces of Florida, discipline's low, but they got pretty high morale because they abolished serfdom. They drilled their army well, army tradition. Because Florida has a history of winning. But they got good dice rolls between one another. So Florida withdrew. Till the end of the year. And the Floridian Navy, they got plenty of heavy ships. Again, I'm fascinated with Florida and even made me think this. So, forces of Revolutionary Dormant has utterly vanquished the Terran Revolutionary Army. The silent majority has turned to dusting off their old monarchist symbols. So this country's gone back to normal instead of revolutionary. It's back to being a county now. Just an old monarchy. And Florida did retake all of old Florida back. But their capital is still in Chitimacha. Firoz Ganesha, one of our advisors, has revolutionized the art of siegecraft and defensive fortifications. Has fought in all the wars of Shah Alam. Not really. and has attended frequent tours around the frontiers, redesigning and improving numerous fortifications. I don't think it really matters, but his reputation will reach further than our borders, just to get the prestige at the max. What else? Who would have thought the next Great War took place in Europe and North America again? Except we're not involved. Bureaucracy sometimes just doesn't work. The wrong men in wrong places can lead to corrupt practices which hurts the country's income. Even worse, it will take a few years to get the proper paperwork to change it. You just can't fight the system. Yeah, that's what I get for the end of this playthrough. Corrupt bureaucracy. We get that for the end of this playthrough. Ready, and stop. For the last time. Manufacturing in Liuzao. Here. Well, it's not going to be finished by then. But you'll get the idea. Because, you know, it takes years to have that finished. So, one last full year for this playthrough. Yeah. I'm willing to accept any kind of passage. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, the Mughal Empire series was quite possibly a much more successful series than Croatia, in my opinion, even though Croatia hasn't ended yet. And you declared war against Kazan, and that was quick. You're just bullying little countries, are you? But who am I to judge anymore? This is the final year of this playthrough. I just give little care. We saved the country from revolution and many more. And the only thing I got left to say is we will be closing this series with this here. Mamluks, whatever's left of them, has gone revolutionary. There it is. Revolutionary Mamluks, and there's its flag. Revolutionary Republic of the Revolutionary Mamluks. Revolutionary State, Legislative Assembly, Provincial Governments, Presidential System, Devolutional Powers, Moral Principle, and Equal Electorate. With a chance of female advisors, too. Well, aren't you very progressive? Look, some revolutionary governments and ideas may work in some areas, but me playing as the Mughal Empire, if you were to see revolutionary Mughal Empire, that would get rid of our Diwan system, which would be very, very counterproductive. Our wine experts believe that a recent vintage from our wine producing areas is of superior quality, and our people are happily drinking. As long as there's some left for me. That'll reduce the national unrest, and that's how we're going to make peace here. With wine. Maybe that'll calm the Khorassani people down over there. Yeah, that actually reduced the chances. And you know, opening up that Suez Canal also inadvertently makes the Ottomans, you know, travel through here too, you know. And it appears they will not finish their colonial war over there, as we're in its final months. An hour has passed, and this episode will be cut short because we will reach the end of this timeline. And if I get involved with some more, I don't give a damn anymore. But, nonetheless, this Delhi Mughal series was a great series. And it was also the very first series that I've started. In fact, I started recording this series before I started recording Croatia. So I've learned a lot from Europa Universalis 4. I definitely learned a lot. And all I gotta say that is it was an excellent experience. Although we still got Croatia to go for a couple more episodes. And will there be... I mean, it's not going to be until next year that I will do another EU4 series, whatever country I may play as. And as we will reach the end of this timeline, so we'll get this graphic here. So here it is. It's over. The end. From the 11th of November 1444 through January 3rd of 1821. So here's your final score. We had the largest army, largest navy, most provinces, highest province value, highest income, but third highest trade income. I mean, to be fair, we haven't really sent our light ships out to protect the trade, to increase the trade power, to make more money through trade. So, I'm just kind of exhausted at this point. So, yes, there's so many events that happened many years, but give me the part where, where's that World War? Yes, Babu II here. The shortcutter Kunulu Imperialist War. Fought in minor... That's not minor! Yes, it's a world war. What are you talking about? But anyways, it even says here, back in that World War. An important event of the war was the Battle of Bassa Carenzia, where we made that last stand. Forces led by Badar Bakrana attacked Louis XVI von Habsburg and his French forces. And that's how many men died versus their defenders. Deadliest battle of the entire war. But again, if you want to relive the World War, you can always go back to the Delhi Mughals playlist and look for the parts that says The War to End All Wars, parts 1 through 5. And if you want to relive the entire Delhi Mughals series, there's the Delhi Mughals playlist here on the Lord Master channel. But as you know, I've really enjoyed this series. It was a great learning experience. But again, this was the series of the Mughal Empire as a land empire, unlike Croatia, which that series is still ongoing, which is more of a colonial empire. Originally content to be Eastern European, then they decided to go global. So the total number of provinces we had was 428 provinces. Religious unity was 121. I can't look at the Great Power screen, but you know what they are. I don't see any historical scores for Florida. So, our prestige is 94 with all the ideas we got. This amount of manpower, which had a land force limit of 797 regiments. With 498 ships. This amount of infantry, cavalry, and artillery you can see there, and the number of ship types that we have. And all that. But you know, since we were given an autosave right before this playthrough ended. But you know what, let me hit continue here, in which it says you could continue playing past scenario, and no game content has been designed for this, and Paradox provides no support for any issues encountered. I mean, I could continue, but I just wanted to end the series on that note. But if I'm to continue, I just want to look at the Great Powers one more time. So let me just hit that. Stop. I just want to look at the Great Powers real quick. So again, top 8. Florida, Scandinavia, France, Commonwealth, Great Britain, Ottomans, Spain, and Mughal Empire. With Mughal being the economic hegemon. And that's all We wanted to know. So that's what the map looks like of the world. Those that haven't been explored will remain unexplored. I will not continue this playthrough beyond there. This is going to be the final episode as attended. And would you look at that? Khorassani separatists going away because of the wine. Told you it'll calm them down. And, well, again, this will not be the last video relating to this series. The final video will actually be the time-lapse there. Yeah, to show the timeline future, I will make a separate video out of this. Just to show you the time-lapse of how did we went from Sirhind, then we became Delhi, then we became Mughal Empire for the rest of the series. And how did we came from, again, this little area of Sirhind and a few others, then became Delhi. In fact, show you this area. So we went from this. We went from this to this. It was an impressive effort, but again, I don't do world conquests. That's not my thing. I just did it as the mission says. We followed all this mission, so we did all but one mission. Although we would never get the influence dilemma up like that. So I did what I set out to do, and I've accomplished that. Although you could take a look at, like, what are the missions of Armenia like? Since it's our subject, that means you could look at theirs. It's nothing but liberation, all that. It's mostly generic missions. What about Theodoro? Generic, nothing special. Dai Viet's got their own missions. And Lan Na, they have a little bit of their own missions, but nothing special. Some countries are more unique than others. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you with that image here. I hope you've enjoyed the entire Delhi Mughal series in the Lord Master channel. And the Croatian series will continue for another couple of episodes. And don't forget, coming soon to the Lord Master channel, the Crusader Kings 3 series that will be coming back. What do you mean coming back? That will be coming soon with the new Royal Court DLC. Because the last series I did was Bosnia, and I wasn't there for the Northern Lords content because I hardly ever play as Norse anyhow, so. But will I ever return to do another EU4 playthrough? Yes, but that will happen next year, probably early next year. Don't want to go too far in the next year. Unless there is a DLC announced, then I would have to wait for it. Unless I get moody and I want to accomplish something here. I mean, I have a few ideas of who I would like to play as, but I don't want you people to give me ideas, but I kind of have a few in my head. And all that. So, again, we bid you farewell for this great series that we've set out and accomplished. But again, there will be one more video relating to this series, and it's going to be the entire time-lapse. There'll be no commentary, because there are some people that like to do time-lapse videos, and I guess I will do that here very soon. So stay tuned for that one for those who are interested of how did a tiny little country get from that to that, spanning all the way from Sirhind, as I pointed here. So yeah, from Sirhind and a few other areas that we tend to forget, to all the way to Constantinople, built the Suez Canal. You even sent an army to America, but you got defeated there, back in that area in Georgia. But again, I'm just happy this is all over. I accomplished all of its missions. That's what I set out to do. So it's arguably more successful than Croatia, but we still got a few more episodes of Croatia to go on whatever its own ambitions. I mean, the Croatian series, it's already been finished with its missions. Now we just do whatever the heck we wanted to do here. So, So, we hope to see you in the next future EU4 series, as well as my other ongoing projects, of other ongoing series and on that. And as well as the coming of the next Crusader Kings 3 series, featuring the Royal Court DLC, as well as some of the mods that I like to use and all that. So, we bid you farewell for this series. And for the Indian viewers, salute to the homeland. Jai Hind. Hindustan Zindabad. Victory to India. Long live Hindustan. Long live India. But until the next time, so long for now.